Hey guys, what's going on? This is your old pal CHH here today. I got something really cool in the mail that I want to show you guys, and for all the collectors out there, I got this pretty cheap, so hopefully if you see this and you like it, you can go online and get it cheap as well. Today we're looking at the Anchor Bay. This is probably one of the most interesting box sets I've ever seen. Long story short, a great viewer of the channel DM'd me on Instagram a while back, and he showed me this box set he had from Anchor Bay. And I was like, that is going to be the most unique way to package something I've ever seen. It was so cool. It's the Fright Pack Walking Dead Premium Horror Film box set. And it looks like a case of beer. So this is what it is. Look at that. City of the Living Dead, Nightmare City, The House by the Cemetery. And on the other side, we've got Dead Heat, Let Sleeping Corpses Lie, and Hell of the Living Dead. It looks like beer cans, and it's shiny and hollow. It's more of a dim color too. It's like you really need to have this in bright light to be able to really see it well. Getting all the reflections and stuff on here is not intuitive for this, but I think you get a pretty good idea. So yeah. The Fright Pack, see if I can get you guys to see it. The Fright Pack Walking Dead 6 Premium Horror Films Anchor Bay Edition. This actually has a production date on it on the bottom, which is pretty cool. And the production date is 9/13/2005. Wow. That's pretty cool. This is what this says right here. Serving premium horror films since 1989, Anchor Bay Entertainment is committed to bringing horror fans their favorite films on DVD. We use only the finest ingredients, choice film transfers, select sound mastering, comprehensive bonus content, and great packaging that generations of horror fans will have come to trust. Enjoy responsibly or not. It's your call. So, yeah, Anchor Bay, man. I'm still learning about them. That's what's so bizarre about this company. Is I never heard of this until a fan of the channel sent me their box set of this. So it's got a carrying case, so you can hold it like a 6-pack, and it's got your movies on the inside. And in terms of like the quality of this box, it's not bad. It's a little, it's cardboard, but it's lasted. I can tell you that. Just holding this, I can tell it's probably been to hell and back, but it's held up, and it's such a great shelf topper. Yeah, look at that. So let's look at our DVDs and see what we're working with. Do a little shuffle. Let me shuffle them up. Here we go. Number 1, Nightmare City. Now, this is awesome, and I'm not even sure if I even own this movie at all. I've streamed this movie, Nightmare City. This was like early 80s, if memory serves. 1980. This is the way I know the name of this movie, but I know it has another name. It might be City of the Walking Dead. I could be getting it confused, though. There's a lot of these movies that have 2 names. Maybe I'm wrong. I might be wrong. But Nightmare City. I love this artwork. Look at that ghoul zombie on the front, man. So cool. Yeah, this was 1980. And this DVD came out in 2002. Let's read a little bit about this in case you guys haven't seen it. When a radioactive spill causes mass contamination, thousands of infected citizens are transformed into bloodthirsty undead fiends. But these are not your standard stumbling gut munchers. This is an all-out attack by fast-moving, flesh-ripping, ass-kicking maniacs that can only be stopped by a bullet to the brain. Get ready for an all-you-can-eat buffet of gunfire, gore, and gratuitous aerobics where zombies run, chaos reigns, and heads explodes. This is Nightmare City. Hugo Stiglitz, Mel Ferrer, and Francisco Rabal star in this wild splatterfest directed by the notorious Umberto Lenzi. Cannibal Ferox and Eaten Alive. Originally released in America as the heavily edited City of the Walking Dead. There we go. Nightmare City has been newly transferred from its original vault materials and is now proudly presented completely uncut and uncensored. So I think I might have even seen the City of the Walking Dead cut on streaming. So I'd have to watch this to know. I mean, it was pretty gross, but I'd have to watch this to know if what I saw was the edited cut. I don't know if this has a nice Blu-ray release. I'm sure it does, but I think this is actually the only way I own Nightmare City, aka City of the Walking Dead. Which title I prefer? I like the City of the Walking Dead title, but Nightmare City is a great title. So, yeah, great artwork. Let's see what's on the inside, guys. There's our disc art. And chapter selection card. Guys, I love the chapter selection cards. I'm gonna start picketing and trying to get people to bring that back. So there you go, Nightmare City. And interestingly enough, I think that there's another kind of 6-pack that Anchor Bay did for these. Oh, guys. Hell of the Living Dead. Now, that's iconic artwork. That's classic. The infamous zombie splatter classic, uncut and uncensored for the first time ever. An accident at a chemical plant unleashes a horrific virus, and an elite SWAT team is sent to New Guinea to investigate. But when they arrive at the hellish island, they discover a plague of flesh-eating zombies, as well as a beautiful female reporter who practices nude anthropology. Can the commandos survive this cannibal rampage, uncover a shocking government secret, and still find time for the occasional cross-dressing before the ravenous hordes of the living dead infect the entire world? Directed by the notorious Bruno Mattei, Rats, Night of Terror, Emmanuel in Prison, and SS Extermination Love Camp, this 80s Italian gut muncher is infamous for its eye-popping gore, jaw-dropping dialogue, and heart-stopping use of inappropriate stock footage. Also known as Virus, Night of the Zombies, and even Zombie Creeping Flesh, Hell of the Living Dead has been transferred from the original camera negative materials and is now presented completely uncut and uncensored for the first time. God, this was a interesting release if it was released that way. I think there is a 4K for Zombie Creeping Flesh. If not, it's an 88 Films Blu-ray release for that. So, yeah. Hell of the Living Dead's a great title, and that artwork is about as classic as it can get. That zombie has been used in a couple movies. I've recognized it from a few things. You know what it also reminds me of? It reminds me of the zombie from the front of City of the Living Dead. Very, very nice. Here we go. Here's our disc art and our card. Classic, guys. Absolutely classic. Ah, this one actually has a conversation with Michael Gingold. Oh, Michael Gingold, man, that guy's been around about this movie. Very, very cool. And of course, we've got our chapter selection scenes in the back. Very nice. This is a nice DVD release. I like this movie. I don't love this movie. I like this movie, though. I think I might have a Blue Underground Blu-ray of that. I'm not sure. When I was becoming aware of these movies, Shudder was like my best friend. I would just watch all of them as often as I could. This one's kind of the oddball of the bunch. Dead Heat. Now, this is a great movie. Rest in peace, Joe Piscopo. God, he was great. This is a buddy cop film where one of the cops dies, comes back as a zombie. Really fun. This has a 4K from Vinegar Syndrome, which I highly recommend. This movie is incredibly funny, and it's a great horror comedy. So I'll spare you guys reading this one, but I really like it. Let's see if this one's a booklet or not. And well, it's a nice write. This is Michael Felcher who wrote this. Wow, Michael Felcher's been around too. Still waiting on that Trick or Treat, though. But, yeah, very, very cool. So there you have it, guys. Dead Heat. Love that disc art, too. Yeah, that's a great one. Like I said, it feels like the oddball release, maybe because it's the only non-Italian one. Oh, man. Look at this artwork. It doesn't get much better than this. Lucio Fulci collection, The House by the Cemetery. Guys, I mean, this movie right here is just amazing. Let's just see what we get information-wise in regards to House by the Cemetery on here. The House by the Cemetery features a mind-blowing onslaught of throat-ripping, skull-knifing, maggot-spewing, and more from Lucio Fulci, the godfather of gore. Considered to be one of the master's last great films, this outrageous Italian shocker is now presented uncut, uncensored, and for the first time ever, digitally restored from the original camera negative. This just goes to show you that even back in the day, even though it was DVD, that these movies probably looked, at the time, they were probably shocking watching these quality-wise. It was probably shocking. And I love that all these have the cards. This one does not have any kind of write-up for it. It's just the poster cover and then the chapter selection scenes. Very, very cool. Whoa. Does this have reversible art? Wait a minute. Wow, I didn't even notice that. It does have a write-up. You gotta pull this out to read it. Wow. I gotta check the other ones now. Here, if you guys want to pause this and zoom in on that, you can. So cool. Wow. I wasn't expecting that. Alright, we gotta check the, we gotta check the other ones now. Let me get this back in. Alright, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see. Does Dead Heat have it? Probably not. No, Dead Heat does not. No on Living Dead. And no on Nightmare City. Okay, so we just happened to check the one that did have it. So, let's move on. One of the greatest of all time. City of the Living Dead. Like I said, these zombie heads, they look similar, don't they? You might even say that's the exact same thing. The eye is identical. I think that's the same exact zombie head. I think it is, just slightly altered. You'll see the knock on the top of the head right there that this one doesn't have. But very, very similar. Anyway, City of the Living Dead, man. What's there to say about this one? This is a masterpiece. Directed and co-written by legendary Lucio Fulci, City of the Living Dead features some of the maestro's most shocking and controversial sequences of all time. This is the definitive version of Fulci's hallucinogenic masterpiece of horror, uncut, uncensored, and presented in its all brain-ripping, gut-spewing, head-drilled glory. Excuse me. No reversible inlay on that one. This one has... Oh, cool. Look at the poster on that side. And then your card. What I love about these is these... Man, the DVD case just feels... The size of the DVD case just feels the best in the hands. I really like it. I really like the size of the DVD cases. And the feel of these, especially these non-cheap ones without the recyclable crap on them. I hate how flimsy those feel. Very, very cool. Alright guys, last but certainly not least, Let Sleeping Corpses Lie, aka Living Dead, at Manchester Morgue. This is a great movie. From Spanish director Jorge Gro comes this carefully constructed and beautifully photographed tale of the undead roaming the English countryside. Two traveling companions, George and Edna, come across a small town infested with the living dead that are satisfying their cannibalistic hunger on anyone they come across. Discovering that an agricultural machine using radiation waves is at the root of all the havoc, George and Edna fight for survival and their innocence as they are pursued by a relentless detective who is convinced they are responsible for the ghoulish act of violence plaguing the countryside. All this leads to a gruesome showdown at the Manchester Morgue, an ending that knots and horrifying twists in the lives of all involved. Pretty cool. This may have that reversible art. We'll see. Yeah, it does. And that reversible art, but boom. That's so cool. And that was written by N.J. Burrell. God, man. This is good stuff. This is Anchor Bay history. So, I'm still waiting on my shelf to come in that I might have talked about in different videos, or you may not hear about it now because I record so much stuff at once. Long story short, I'm getting a a rotating shelf that can hold like 500 or 600 DVDs. It's going to go right there. where that Freddy is, and I'm going to make it all vintage horror DVDs and Anchor Bay releases. It's going to be really cool. And I don't own this movie at all in terms of the Let Sleeping Corpses Lie style, and I'm happy about this. So how much did I pay for this, guys? I got this for $20 online. $20 for the Anchor Bay Anchor Bay Living Dead 6-pack of beer. I hope you guys dug that. Man, go online and get this thing. This is such a cool piece of physical media history. I would drink those beers too. They were real. I'd definitely go for the Nightmare City one. There you have it, guys. Thank you for watching. This is your old pal CHH. God bless you guys. I hope you enjoyed that. Long live Anchor Bay. Huge giant thank you to all of my Patreon supporters. Without you guys, this would not be possible. To get behind the scenes photos, videos, music, private live streams, and much more, you can subscribe to my Patreon for as little as $1 a month. Thank you to my patrons.